Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm headed to Mel's Craft Barbecue. It's located in the suburbs of Chicago, in Park Ridge. Some guy who just saw my YouTube videos and reached out because he wanted to open up a Central Texas style barbecue restaurant, but with a bar and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, we've been kind of going back and forth ever since then. And I'm just finishing up my consulting job with him today. It's gonna be cool to kind of talk to some new guys that I haven't met yet, and yeah, kind of walk them through the process again. Mel's Craft Barbecue, Park Ridge.
We will be. I'm just trying to get it kind of squared away.
Once this is cooked, that we get close to being able to serve 100% of this brisket as possible to kind of create a new surface. And I want my knife to end somewhere roughly around here. There's really not much that we can save because a lot of it's just fat anyway, so we're just taking off all that fat that we're not going to serve the customers anyway.
What do they actually use for the burnt ends usually?
They'll cook it almost all the way through, and there's like that fat band that runs across. They'll take off the entire point and then they'll cube it up. So it's kind of like a double cooked sort of process. The way that we're gonna cook it, we don't really have a double process. Yeah. You guys wanna grab a glove right here, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Both right here, this fat is pretty firm. Here, the top is a little bit softer. This is the texture that we're looking for. So go from all the way from this side and then finish all the way there. Yeah. Start to shave off as much as you can. Again, this is where we do the poke test. Figure out like where all that hard fat is. You can rock back and forth, but use the entire blade right there. And now, instead of having to do a bunch of like thin shavings, you can, because if you were to do thin shavings all the way, get all that off, you would have to go 4 or 5 times. We can instead of shaving this one, we can turn our knife a little bit at an angle and be a little bit more aggressive, all right? And take out, and you can always kind of peek as you kind of go, right? You kind of go here, still thick, still good, right? There. It's gonna take practice. Coming straight down with it. You don't have to. Yeah, straight down and cut off the entire corner just so we can round it off. Perfect. Okay. And then it looks pretty good. Just finished up at Mel's, doing some brisket trimming demo, and we'll be back tomorrow to help out with the cook. But now we gotta head over to the city because I got a birthday party to go do at Wrigley.
Coach Tim is a beast. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Everything you got.
Good morning, everyone. So it's the next day. Had an awesome time yesterday going to that Cubs game, being especially on that rooftop. Weather was amazing. Probably had too many beers, but it was super cool. But back in the grind, headed over to school right now because we're about to have our first official coaches meeting for this upcoming football season. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that now.
We can apply this to anything. It's not just football specific. And then, like Sarkeesian, they talk about next play. We talk about a what's next mentality.
Meeting's over. Now, on our way back to the barbecue restaurant that we were at yesterday. So yesterday was more of a trimming demo for some new guys that they just hired. And today they're doing the cooks. So they already got the cook started. So I'm going to be joining them in the middle of the cook just to see how things are going. That I would, instead of doing that, if you're gonna end up losing things, if you're in that stage, go from here when you have that last kind of pull left to do. Tuck in any excess and go from here. Pull it over, see where the excess is. Pull it down. That way you can get that kind of play.
Yep.
If it's exactly there.
Got it.
Oh.
What? Oh yeah. You think it went too fast and didn't set the bar completely?
It seems like it's, because you remember even when I first got here, it wasn't necessarily an attempt that I would have thought it would start sizzling the way that it did.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? At least one possible reason.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what it is. Locks on an everything bagel.